Hello people of YouTube, my name is Brad, this is my channel Animate Orange, and welcome to another Metal Earth build video. Today we are going to put together another My Little Pony. Yes, I've built one of these so far, it's time to do another. I said that, well, I've got a My Little Pony fan in the family, and I said that I would build them all, so why not make a video of it too. Let's go to the table, open up the package, see what's inside, and put Twilight Sparkle together. We're at the table, we have Twilight Sparkle here. We're going to give it a little tap, tear it open. I've already built a couple of My Little Pony models, so if you've been following along, this is pretty simple to do. This is your first model. We'll go over it ever so briefly. Inside we have one colorful metal sheet, and if you'll notice on the back are part numbers. This is important because this is a little bit different from most Metal Earth models. The part numbers are not listed on the sheets themselves. We have the one piece of paper for instructions, very small instructions. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit more here, not too much. Not so far you can't see it. It's just one piece of paper and it's very simple. This is different than most Metal Earth models. This is a lot of the, well, as far as I know, all of the My Little Pony models of this style. Some of the small Disney character models are this style. I know I've done Stitch, I believe, like Donald Duck and Mickey and all of those have very similar condensed simple assembly instructions. You don't have a layout of the metal sheets because you don't need the part numbers because it's just one sheet and all the part numbers are on the back. You do have the 360 view that you can go to access. You've got this QR code you can scan, or just go to the website listed in here. Right here we go to see a finished model if you need references. There's not a lot of notations about fold lines and whatnot. There is the usual blue circle means to fold tabs and green triangle means to twist. That's all listed up here. So part numbers are printed on the back. Insert tabs through the hole, and then blue circle bend or twist green triangle 90 degrees. If needed, slightly twist tabs. Easily hold parts together, then untwist and bend them as mentioned in the instruction sheets. Wire cutters and tweezers are recommended for assembly. We'll talk about tools in a second. And refer to the finished model at this website if you need references. Step 1 and Step 2. You've got all the parts numbered here, and they just kind of come together in a somewhat logical order to build the head, and then come down here and you kind of put the body together and attach the head to it. There's a notation about connect part 31 to the body before connecting the head to part 31. So that's a good notation. But otherwise, just kind of work out the best way to put these things together. There's possibly more than one way you can attach some of these parts. So it's not as laid out a flowchart as usual, but it's not a very big complicated model, so it's not hard to figure out. So let's take a moment to talk about a few of the tools that we'll use to put this together. And, well, we'll put this together. Let's talk a little bit about tools. The very basics of what you're going to need is a pair of tweezers and some clippers. The tweezers, you can do a lot of bending, shaping, twisting of tabs, folding of things over. The clippers are going to help you get the pieces out of the sheets cleanly and easily by clipping them out instead of trying to bend them out, which can cause damage. I've also supplemented my set with some precision tweezers. I have a couple of pointed ones here. One, I ground the tip down just a little bit to give it a more sturdy tip for tabs and twisting things. And then I have a precision flat set. And between all of these, I can do a lot of bending and shaping and twisting. For shaping a lot of curves and dome shapes and whatnot, you'll see me use an array of 3D printed tools that I've designed that you can find on my Etsy if you're interested. Otherwise, you'll also see me pull out a cheap drill bit set that I have that's not sharp for shaping cylinder shapes, or just look around your house and use objects that you find like dowel rods, pencils, maybe some beads to shape certain things. I have a sculpting set here that I occasionally use, and they have all kinds of different shaped ends on them. Some flat, some angled, some spoon. There's a couple of hooks. They're useful for reaching in and bending and pushing and pulling tabs and shaping parts from the inside. I decided to clip out several pieces to get me started. I don't often clip out this many at once, but for such a small model, it seemed a good way to start. I use my fingernails a lot to bend over tabs in this build. I recommend spending time making sure things are properly curved as you put this model together. It will help you in the long run lining parts and tabs up with their slots. This is where it gets a little challenging. I bend the top of the hair to match the curves in the side, but the way the tabs are angled out on the sides, you have to flatten the top a little to get the tabs into their slot. The first side was not too bad, but when I went to put on the other side, I had to do more than just flatten out the top piece a bit. I had to kind of twist and manipulate the side a little bit out of shape to get the tab back far enough into its slot to then shape things back the way they should be. I lightly twisted some tabs to hold things in place until I could assemble more of the model or section. The horn on my model had what seemed like an extra little flap on it. The instructions do not really indicate if that flap should be there or what specifically I should do with it. I tried to form it as part of the tip of the horn, but it just ended up breaking off. So I'm not sure if that was some sort of mistake in the cutting or manufacturing process, or if I did something wrong. But the end result looks okay. This connection is a bit awkward. I had to use tweezers to get the sides of the face in line with the hair. I went around and bent over some previously twisted tabs. After assembling the head, I started to assemble the legs and body. The legs are fairly easy. I am again twisting some tabs on unstable connections to get started. I will come back later to fold these tabs over when more of the model is assembled and the area more stable. And now the other side of the body. I decided to bend these tabs a little since I had some trouble grabbing and twisting them with the last wing since they sat at an angle. For the tail section, I suggest shaping the rear piece to fit before attaching the tail itself. It will help things to line up better in the end. Because I took the time to shape the rear section before attaching the tail piece, I don't have to fuss with trying to shape it now with the tail in the way. The section just sits right in place. Time to bring the two halves together. One of the two wing pieces fell right off out of camera view. With only two tabs holding them together, it slipped a little and turned, and the single tab holding that half of the wing to the body was not enough. Luckily, I was able to get it back in place and pinch the tabs back around a little bit tighter to hold it. Hopefully, this time it will stay where it's at. And then back to fighting with one difficult tab to getting the two halves of the body connected. Thank goodness once again for my precision tweezers. I don't know how I would have secured these tabs hidden under the hair without them.